Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today, I decided that I wanted to start my own series. It seems like a lot of the music and guitar-based content creators have some series that they work on, and I decided that, I should probably do that if I want this channel to go anywhere. So I'm going to do that. The name of this series is going to be called What's in Your Tool Belt. This is where I want to talk about techniques that I've used or that other guitarists have used to create unique or interesting sounds that maybe you've heard on records before or seen people do live, but didn't necessarily know how they created those. The clip that played at the beginning is from a live session that I did with one of my bands for our old record label. And in the beginning, as you could hear, I did some nice swells. And so today, I wanted to show you how to make those swells so that you can have that tool in your tool belt. So let's go ahead and jump on over to that. All right, got a guitar, got a pedal board, should be able to make this happen. So a little bit more about this technique. I've always heard it referred to as swells or pedal swells. There may be other names out there for it. I believe it kind of derives from pedal steel players in country music who create this really nice weepy sound with their pedals. And it helps take like the harshness of an attack off, but still have a really pretty texture behind it. And then of course we add reverb and delay and make it more fun, right? But the way we're gonna do this, I'm gonna recreate the sound, then we'll dissect that, and then we'll talk about some alternative ways that you can do this. All right, so dissecting it, let's talk about what we're playing first. You don't have to use these chords. Obviously, you can use open chords, right? Whatever it is. But what we're doing, we're gonna pluck the chord just like this. Very simple, right? Nothing going on a lot with the guitar. I personally like to put it on the neck pickup because I feel like it gives it a little bit of a brighter sound. When you do it on either the middle or the neck, you kind of get a little bit more of like a muddy tail on it, which may be what you're looking for. But when you do it on the bridge pickup, you end up getting the brightness of that pickup without the harshness of that attack. So that's what I like. Now, after we have the chords down, whatever you want to use, I add in the reverb, and we get this sound. Which ends up sounding pretty nice. And then I like having a little bit of extra of like a long delay. This is what it sounds like without the reverb. So, pretty nice even delay. But when you add the reverb, it creates a little bit more of the atmosphere and also provides a little bit more texture for if you add like the lighter note like I did at the end where I would go, right? Again, it's all about this kind of atmosphere, but okay? And then the last and most important element that we have is the volume pedal. All we're doing is you're going to pluck and then increase the volume pedal like so. Pluck, increase to get that swell. And there you have it. You've now recreated that sound. It's just as simple as that. I've used it with like slide guitar before, Kind of helps bring in that pedal steel sound, as well as I've used it with an EBow. I think that's really crucial because EBows can get a little bit crazy and really increase the volume, and so having that foot control is really helpful. Lastly, I wanted to talk about how to create this without a volume pedal or maybe without a delay, and kind of what your options are if you don't have those yet. The delay pedal, honestly, we can kind of do without it. Doesn't really matter that much. Reverb pedal, kind of important, but you could also, especially in a recording scenario, just crank up the reverb on your amp and it would still sound good. But lastly, let's talk about the volume swell, because a volume pedal is not something that a lot of people always invest in. I do know there are some cheap ones that I've bought on Amazon. They're like 30 bucks. But if you don't want to invest in that, just want to try it out or get that texture, or you're stuck in a pinch and your volume pedal breaks, I've seen people recreate this, especially Strat players, by taking their volume knob and controlling it with like their pinky and still getting that sound and getting this nice like... I'm sure there are a lot more people out there who are a lot better at it than me, because I'm not a big Strat player, and Strats are the most convenient ones to do it on because your volume pot is right there next to your strings, whereas like on a lot of Gibsons, they're down here, and even on your Telly, right, it's down there. And those are mainly the guitars that I play, are, you know, ES335, Les Paul, Telly, those ones. But I bet if you practiced it, you could get it down pretty nice. So hopefully that gave you a little something to experiment with. Like I said, it's a really nice texture to add in a lot of like slower songs or songs where you want to create some atmosphere, and do it in a way where you're not just strumming chords, you know? So feel free to put that one in your tool belt and use it at your next gig or your next band practice or your next studio session, and see if you can have some fun. Once again, my name is Mac Wright. Feel free to comment any other techniques or songs that you've heard that you'd like to find out what was happening or how that guitar sound was made, and we'll see if we can dissect it together. If you like this, let me know. If you don't like it, also let me know. But above all else, feel free to like and subscribe, and we'll see you around.